video 2. Yeah, I think I like the music with these videos. It kind of helps me think and process things. Um, yeah, mentally today's been a tough day. It's like I'm chasing my dreams, in one aspect, and it's hard when you're chasing something that isn't tangible, when you're trying to manifest something that's not there because no one else around you sees it, right? I think that's the issue with having a vision. It's your vision, and it's kind of hard to excuse me, it's kind of hard to find, or it's kind of hard to sell someone else your vision or other people your vision because they don't see it. So it's been a roller coaster the last couple of years. But I see my potential, and I know where I can go, and I know where I will go. It's just riding the roller coaster. It's a journey. It's all, you gotta trust the process. So yeah, I feel like sometimes I feel like, we have plans for life, but life has plans for us. And do they ever coincide? Do they ever overlap? Because if you would approach me 5 years ago and ask me if I would do I see myself in this exact position now? Maybe not 5 years, maybe 7 or so years, I'd probably say no. But at the same time, I see that there's certain things in my life that are in it now that I did ask for years ago. So it's a weird give and take. I'm just enjoying that process. I'm on the process. It's tough, Sometimes I'll listen to motivational videos just to keep me going, because you really need that fuel, when you're on that journey. But yeah, there's a lot going on in the world, from politics to coronavirus to advancement in technology to, there's just so much, I think a lot of times the biggest issue that we have, this day and age as human beings is information overload. There's just so much information to process. It's like most people don't have their inner, life and their inner world processed, let alone everything else, so it's crazy. Life is crazy. No, it's weird that it's weird that we're even here, honestly. It makes no fucking sense, and it gives me anxiety sometimes, to be completely honest. I just think about, because I overthink things, and I'll go into the details and the little minutiae, and I know, it's not necessarily a good thing. I'll be sitting there, but then it'll dawn on to me that, wait, we're on a rock spinning in the middle of space, and although I can't see it, everything's vibrating, and they're all little quarks and atoms and subatomic particles, and they're interacting with these fields that's causing this, and nothing's really solid. and there's trillions and trillions of atoms in your body, and all these, it's just so complex. There's just layers of complexity. You can go on and on and on, and I think that's one of the sources of my anxiety, just knowing how it all fits together. But not only how it all fits together, knowing that it shouldn't necessarily all fit together, right? It's like how does the center hold? We can try and rationalize it with science and explain it and assign numbers and facts and figures to it, but at the end of the day, it makes no fucking sense how any of this is even possible, And that's just one side of it. But then there's days where, I'll wake up and I'll feel grateful, and I'll be thankful for life, because it truly is beautiful. It's amazing. Just, just a chance to breathe, the chance to be alive. It's a blessing. It's something that I don't want to waste. I think one of my deepest fear is, reaching the end of my life or dying with knowing that there's things that I still want to do or accomplish. That's, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. Right, I'd be dead. So, but yeah, there's just so much diversity, so much perfection and beauty in life. It's astounding, really. Sometimes it's overwhelming. Sometimes I wake up, I'm in a go-lucky mood, and I feel connected to source, to light, to all, to God, to universe, whatever you want to call it. It's profound. It's awe-inspiring. It's like, where do we come from? From whence do I come from? And whither do I go? I think that's the quote, something like that. Where do I come from? And where do I go? Where do we come from? And where do we go? It's a scary thought. But so one of the main concepts that one idea that I've been having lately, excuse me, I just ate. I might have to write shit down just so I can keep myself on track. But so I've noticed, right? And it's just a concept. It's not foolproof, but I've noticed that there's one phenotype that every living creature, for the most part, has, right? Because I'll say how I got to this conclusion. So, it's from religion, right? Religion teaches that, God is everything, everywhere, omnipotent, omnipresent, right? Most religions, even, occult beliefs, teach the same idea. So, from that perspective, if the creator, God, the universe, is in everything and is everything, there has to be some commonality. Now, I know there's an infinite amount of commonalities if you if you look at it from a mathematical standpoint, whether that's the golden ratio or the Fibonacci sequence, even our genetic sequence with adenine, guanine, thymine, and shit like that. There's definitely those fingerprints on the micro scale, right? That they're everywhere. If anything, they're all over the place. But I was looking for a sign, a fingerprint that we can see on the macro, not have to zoom in with a microscope or even look to the heavens. So I put a lot of thought into it, and it seems to me that the one thing that most living things have in common, one phenotype, is the pupil, the black. You can see it, the black in the eye, right? Whether it's fish, a cat, a dog, a tiger, a reptile, a mammal, amphibian, you name it, right? There's some type of pupil, there's some type of eye on that being, right? For all intensive purposes, let's say, anything that's alive is a form of a being, right? Because it's being. That's pretty